of you concerning the death of my father. Your messages, your private messages, your texts, just your comments on Facebook, on social media have really been a source of consolation. And my family and I could not have been more, felt so much love from you guys. Just certain people I haven't had a chance to talk to in years. We got to reconnect, and I guess that happens a lot in funerals. But my father's memory lives on. Thankful for the 75 years that he had on this earth, and for making him my father, and to have 49 years of life to just be with him. It kind of sucked that he died a couple of days before my birthday. So a lot of mourning, but also I rejoice in the knowing that he knew Jesus Christ as his personal savior, and that he's rejoicing in heaven with the great cloud of witnesses. And my greatest hope is that we will meet up there and worship the King of Kings and Lord of Lords on that glorious day. So it's been like 2 weeks since I've done a video. I needed some time to just regroup and mourn, but I am happy to be back. Even though I was in like two trades during this time of morning, I had some option trades on Tesla, which I did pretty well. I cashed them out, and then basically the it turned back down. So I'm glad I did. I rode the little ride up on Tesla a couple of weeks for a week or so. But then really I haven't traded much, but I have been watching the market. And today is a big day because everyone's waiting the news from the Fed minutes. Many people already saying that there was a lot of squabbling within the Fed. Many people want rate cuts, others don't want rate cuts. You have others that want rate hikes. And this is the squabble that's happening with the Federal Reserve. And right now is one would have to argue that this economy is not doing well. One would have to argue that this economy is not doing well. Trump is not really having a great economy on this second go around. Many people, I guess, if you voted for him, you're going to just see the silver lining on everything. But one would have to argue that we're not in a better place. Yes, the stock market could be is at all-time highs, but that's because of inflation. Don't confuse the two. Inflation is what's driving the stock market at all-time highs, but the cost of goods and services has also risen for many of the people in the world, but also in America. So you start seeing that people still living check to check, people still living with high credit card debt. This is in a blip. This is a phenomenon that is continuing. You have starting to see a rise in defaults right now. So one would have to argue the first go around, everybody touted Trump as him being, oh, what a great businessman. But one would have to argue now, did he inherit a great economy from President Obama? And one would have to say yes. That's why he did so well. He inherited a great economy from President Obama. Now, you look forward from President Biden to now, like 4 years, like if you said you reverse what you in 50 years, but you can't reverse what happens in four, you one will have to argue that the golden wand is not there anymore. This thing that they're having with Iran is not going to give up their nuclear weapons. And I believe the U.S. is going to have to kind of eat some crow on some of the things. Why is this? What happened to Gaddafi and how the United States made him give up his weapons of mass destruction and then a few years later go out and kill him. That sent the message to the Middle East. What did that message send? Is that the United States cannot be trusted. So I believe Iran is going to keep this fighting as long as it can. It benefits them to that Trump would be gone in 2 more years. Could they drag it out that long, or would Trump just keep bombing? And that's the balance, is how much destruction are they willing to tolerate. And that's a really true tell sign of how this conflict with Iran is going to work out, because you're seeing two of different things: peace one week, war in the weekend; peace during the week, war on the weekends. So this little back and forth, and all the country announcing that where there's peace, well, the stock market has already been factoring peace months ago. So right now is you're seeing that, could this be the a top for reversal to the downside, or could this continue to go up? Now, what does that mean for the average person? Is this: if you educated in the financial markets, you'll do well. If you're not educated, this is where you're going to get something that people call experience. And experience is something that you receive after you need it. So the economy is not going to go straight up. We are emulating the roaring 20s. We're like literally emulating, except the new thing, or the technology boom is AI that's driving it. Yet we don't have enough power. Yet many of these AI data centers that said that they were going to be built have been placed on hold, have completely stopped in the funding, and some of them have just stopped building at all these plans they made, all this exuberance of, oh, we're going to build these data centers, have taken a big cut in stoppage of work, or not really delivering in a timely fashion. So one would have to argue is, are we following the 1920s? And technically, history tends to repeat itself. So if AI doesn't work out, we are going to be in a deep crisis to the downside, from proportions I've never seen before. We need AI to be the boom, just like the internet was in the early 2000s. Is what's boomed the American economy, and we were leading. And you're starting to see the AI boom right now. I want to share with you guys my screen, and also just look at a couple of stocks. Let's look at the S&P 500. The S&P 500 currently is down 62 points. I put this line here. If this S&P falls down, you see this choppiness. We've been going down, up, down, up. But if you notice the trend, and I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but if you start seeing, we're almost developing like a little wedge pattern. You could start seeing, as the days go by, I'm going to be extending this, but I wonder if this turns out to be a little wedge pattern that is forming in the S&P 500. Again, we keep retreating from the highs of the 7,500 mark. So we keep retreating from there. We're staying in this mark right here. Could it continue? Only one knows, but we can only hope that the economy gets a rebound. One is hopeful, but if you're looking at it from a macro, and from a macro perspective, we're not doing that great as an economy. And one would have to argue is, Trump's economy is not that great. Same thing with the Nasdaq. You're seeing this choppiness, up, down, up, down, up, down. This has just been the constant move for the last couple of weeks, up and down. This usually is a place where it's a place of indecision. Consider this: if you look at like a stock like this, choppy, 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 then it makes a decision to go down, but it then could go right back up. This is the consolidation that you see in many moves here. See this consolidation, down, drop. Could this be the drop here that goes down? One can only could assume, but would it be? No one knows. Dow Jones, again, had a precipitous move to the upside, but now we're starting to see a little retraction from the normal highs. You're starting to see that Verizon was moved out of out of the Dow Jones 30. It was replacing. I can't remember which stock was it that replaced it. Let me see. Uh, can't remember which stock it was, but I know it was one of the big players here. We'll figure it out. Or one of you guys will post it in the comments. I know it. So we're looking at the VIX is kind of up right now. Apple again making it some decent moves, but then look at this choppiness, and then look at this choppiness, but look at this big move up. I mean, this is stock right here that I would look at. It's following. Look at this. It's new highs, but the highs are lower highs. And that's the thing that I am concerned about, that it could be of a signal for the downturn. Tesla, again, Michael Burry is shorting this stock. This stock could go all the way down to the 340 range, maybe about 320. This stock is severely overbought. The financials don't make sense. It really doesn't. Netflix had a nice little bounce. I've been talking about Netflix. I've been bullish on this stock. I haven't been correct. I'll be the first one to admit it. I'm okay with that. But you got earnings coming out. That could be a play. When is earnings? Thursday? Huh. That might be something I might be looking into. Netflix to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. I'm actually might be placing a bullish trade on that, a call play on that. So looking at Netflix, let's look at other stocks. QQQ again getting beat up today, down just like the Nasdaq, just following the Nasdaq, down $6-7. 2 o'clock, you're gonna see this market make a lot of moves. Micron Technology. This is another one that people are starting to short. Michael Burry is starting to short Micron. If this stock makes a move up, that's to me the retail traders trying to move it up. I'm probably looking to play this to the downside. So let's look at Micron Technology. I want to take a close look at this. I'm not saying go short it right now, but you have Michael Burry who's shorting it, and he's shorting this one and Tesla, a couple of other ones. Let's see what other ones we're looking at. Let's look at Palantir. Palantir, again, just kind of been struggling since it was added to the S&P. So you have to look at this stock had a nice little boom, and this has just retraced. One thing that I like is the backers of Palantir. You got a Peter Thiel, but Peter Thiel also has a huge stake in Anduril. I like that company a little better, but it's not public yet. It's supposed to come out public this year, according to certain news reports, but is yet to be seen. Another one is Claude, Anthropic. I'm really looking at that one. It's better than ChatGPT, and also way better than Grok AI. Way better. AMD. AMD has had a nice run up. I wonder if this is one that I would say if this is a tough one. If this stock has a nice move and good earnings, it'll go straight up. If it has some bad earnings, it could fill this gap right here in the 360 range. That's my concern with this stock. So this could be you got to take one shot at it, and if you hit the right shot, you do really well. So you got earnings. Earnings is when? Tuesday, August the 4th. Okay. So this would be one of those that I might be looking. I'm going to put that on my checklist. AMD to short. This one has had a precipitous run up. I mean, it's just ridiculous run up. Meta, kind of been struggling. It's been struggling. I was wrong here. I was wrong. Especially right here. I thought Meta was going to hit this plateau here, but nah, I was wrong. But win some, you lose some. I don't mind admitting I was wrong on this one, but I like Meta. If you're doing long term, I like Meta long term. Nvidia, kind of just been bouncing, had a nice move up, and then kind of retraced back into this no man's land. Again, if it does come back down, it'll come to this 175. If it does this one, I am gonna load up. I do have this in my daughter's custodial account. So this one I will load up even more, but not right now. Constellation Energy, again, just gotten beat up. This stock was a good one, and it's just gotten beat up. I still think this is a good value stock. They got money and invoices coming in. So this is one that I would say is an expensive stock, but it's also one that if you really look at long term, you have to remember that price is what you pay, value is what you receive. And just hold that right here. Let me go back to, and we're gonna keep seeing what happens in the stock market today. Uh, we have a couple of more hours to chairman to the Fed minutes are released. We're gonna be seeing what happens in the stock market, but I look forward to just seeing what the market takes. What happens in the stock market over the next few days, and it's always good for people of faith to focus on their finances. I'm not saying that you have to be a trader, but you have to understand that many of you here deal with publicly traded companies on a daily basis. From the products that you use, the food in your house, the deodorant, the soaps, you just name it. There's so many things that you use that are publicly traded companies. And you can put your money in good soil. You got to remember, assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. So when you buy good stocks, you're buying good assets. And when you're buying stocks that inflation is generating the income or the growth, all you're doing is you taking this $1 that you work so hard for and you're multiplying it, because inflation, the buying power goes down, but when you put it into asset, the asset goes up in value. You take money that's worth less, you put it into assets that grow over time. And when you put it in good assets, such as stocks, such as real estate, such as royalties, such as books, such as paintings, there's so many things, gold, silver, diamonds, the list goes on and on. Those assets over time hold value. And that's one of the things is why I will only set George Washington free if he comes back with two or three. You just need to know where you need to set him free in order for him to come back with two or three. Until next time.